The Middle East today is more dangerous, more complicated, and more interconnected and more combustible than ever before. Regional comprehensive strategies, rather than individual nation-by-nation compartmentalized policies, will be required in this troubled region. As one of his most immediate priorities, the next president will need to implement a comprehensive geostrategic approach to the broader Middle East region, spanning North Africa to Afghanistan and Pakistan. This will require employing all of our instruments of power: diplomacy, trade, exchange and economic assistance programs, alliances, intelligence, and military might. We are engaged in a war of ideas and ideologies to win over the youth of this region. Classrooms are the battlefields. This will require a revolutionary universe of new thinking and policies. The human dynamic always dictates outcome. The United States must enhance its initiative in support of Israel-Palestinian negotiations. We should make clear our support for direct Israel-Syria and Israel-Lebanon negotiations and be prepared at the right time, if asked, to become directly involved, including as a sponsor. We should take the initiative to re-engage Syria by returning the U.S. ambassador to Damascus. The United States should open a new strategic direction in U.S.-Iran relations by seeking direct, comprehensive, and unconditional talks with the government of Iran, including opening a U.S. interest section in Tehran. We must avoid backing ourselves into a military conflict with Iran. That need not happen, but it can be a self-fulfilling prophecy. We are currently in a strategic cul-de-sac in the Middle East. We need to find our way out with new policies. Engagement is not appeasement. Diplomacy is not appeasement. Great nations engage. Powerful nations must be the adults in world affairs. Anything less will result in disastrous, useless, preventable global conflict. America's occupation of Iraq and Afghanistan is not a win-lose proposition. That is an inaccurate context for our objectives and our policies. Stability, security, prosperity, and peace in the regions are the objectives. That is the appropriate context. There will not be a military victory in these conflicts. As General David Petraeus stated in a recent Senate Foreign Relations Committee hearing, there is no military solution in Iraq. The outcome in Iraq and Afghanistan will be decided by the people of these nations, and that outcome will be much influenced by their neighbors, India, Pakistan, and Saudi Arabia. They are the three most critical nations in this equation. The leaders of Iraq need to find a common ground of political accommodation, preparing then for political reconciliation to govern their country and assume responsibility for the security and prosperity of its people. As CSIS President and former Deputy Secretary of Defense Dr. John Hamre recently wrote, quote, "Iraqis genuinely want us to leave, and the only issue in question is when and how quickly. What we need now is realism about Iraq. We haven't failed, but winning won't fit any traditional definition of success." End of quote. The next president will need to pursue a responsible phased troop withdrawal from Iraq that will slowly, steadily, but surely bring to an end the U.S. occupation of Iraq.